Just where were you? How'd you find out about the news about the trade?
Um, I was at my house. I just got finished with a workout. And I was actually on a phone call with one of my buddies, Marcelo. And yeah, I that's when I got the call from the GM and he told me that I'd been traded.
And what was your reaction to the news?
I think it was I was pretty fired up. I'm excited for the opportunity I'm being given by the White Sox and so I'm fired up for what's to come and yeah, I'm grateful for the opportunity.
Yeah, how would you kind of describe your 2024 and the growth that you're able to make throughout the year?
I think yeah, 2024 was my favorite year of minor league baseball so far. I think just like the coaches, the environment we had in Worcester, the players that I was around like every day, it made it fun to show up to the park and be there. And I think that's what made the development part pretty easy was, just having fun and playing baseball every day.
Chris Getz talked at the winter meetings about you having a shot to maybe even break camp with the team. I know, and that's kind of a general question we ask, and you guys are all focused on the moment. But what does that mean to you when you hear something like that?
Yeah, I'm fired up. I mean, it's obviously it's what every player wants to hear, but I'm not looking towards the regular season. I got to get out to spring training first and take it day by day out in Arizona.
Sox are in the middle of a rebuild. They're building this, like this good young core they have here. And I guess the follow up to that is, what does it mean to be part of that group? How much do you know of the people that are here already, and just to kind of be part of this crew that's building together towards something?
I'm excited. I'm really excited for it. There's a lot of really good guys in this organization I've heard a lot about and guys that I'm friends with, guys that I came over with the trade. So I'm really excited for this year and what's to come. I think there's a really good group that I'm coming to.
You have a unique game in the sport, especially the way, hitting is now to you make a ton of contact, you get on base a lot. Just how did your swing develop to where it is, where you are a guy who's as hard to strike out as you are?
Um, it's just leaning into my strengths. I think I've always been a pretty decent like bat to ball guy. I kind of figured out my whole approach when I got to college with my college coach Brock Ungrich, and his whole hitting philosophy. I really bought into it, and I've kind of leaned on that the last 3 years of minor league baseball, and I'm really happy and grateful for where he's brought me in this game and yeah led me to where I'm at.
Is that hitting philosophy around contact or having kind of a line drive swing?
Yeah, it's hitting the ball deep, being okay, like taking your walks is like the biggest thing. He emphasized that all the time in college was just taking your walk, and I didn't realize how important it was until I think like my junior year of college, and I was like, oh, like it's kind of fun. But yeah, I think it's a big part of my game, and I'm just trying to get on base for the next guy and pass the torch in the lineup was my biggest thing.
Yeah, because a lot of guys who make as much contact as you do, they kind of swing at everything because they can make contact. What do you do to kind of really hone in on controlling the zone? Is it visual training, or have you always just had an eye for it?
I think it just goes into like my approach each and every day. Kind of like finding what the pitcher does well, what he doesn't do well, where I can beat him. And I think just kind of like zoning in on certain zones on a few pitches kind of has helped just like the everyday approach against different pitchers.
Bill?
Are there any improvements you would like to make? Any improvements like for next year, goals like?
Yeah, my goal this offseason was to get a lot stronger and more athletic. And just yeah, just getting a lot stronger, getting older, getting and maybe tapping into a little more, power and kind of letting that come not by forcing it, but by, putting in those that time in the gym and to create that power moving forward.
Chase, do you feel like this trade gets you closer to the big leagues, possibly?
Yeah, I don't really know. Maybe, yeah, no. I'm taking it day by day. I'm grateful for the opportunity I'm getting with the White Sox. I'm fired up to be there for come spring training.
Short, second, third. Do you have a favorite position?
think second base is probably my favorite position, but I don't know. I played a lot of shortstop this year in Worcester, and I kind of fell in love with playing shortstop too. So I don't. At the beginning of the year I would have said second, but anywhere up the middle.
What does it mean to just have that versatility, and how much has that been an advantage for you as well?
It's been huge coming through the minor league system. I think, as a kid, I always was like, oh, I want to play shortstop. But I didn't understand how like fun and how cool it is to like play every spot. And, if I can even keep playing every other position too, I'd 100%. You throw me in the outfield, I'd do that. I'm there to help the team, and in any way I can do that, I'd love to.
In the season that the team had this year, how much did you follow the team, and how much do you know about Chicago?
I didn't follow too much. There was a lot, going on in the Northeast with my team, and that's where my focus was this year. But I'm fired up to be there, and I'm looking forward to getting to know the town and getting to know it like everyone there. So,
have you been in Chicago before?
Never been.
You don't know about Chicago pizza, huh?
I've heard it's incredible. I got a buddy that lives out there, and he says like that was like one of the first things he texted me as soon as I got traded was like, "You're gonna love the pizza out there." I've been to New York, had their pizza. It was pretty good. So
you might have to have Billy to show you around.
Adding strength, just what are you hoping that will add to your game?
I think just further is just power, driving the ball through the gaps. I think that's my game as far as power numbers. But that's the biggest thing is just to get more explosive, stronger, and hit the ball a little bit harder. And I want to let that come from working out in the gym more than, manipulating my swing.
You're a guy who's, batted near the top of the order a lot. Do you kind of take pride in long at bats? I mean, I'm sure if you get a fastball down the middle, you want to swing on it, but do you take pride in kind of stringing things out and making pitchers work?
Yeah, I think I fell in love with that part of the game this year. I was hitting leadoff every day. My goal was like, getting up there and seeing if I can have a long at bat and set up the next three guys behind me, and maybe we can start a little rally. By the end of the first inning, maybe the pitcher's got 20 plus pitches instead of a quick inning. So for me, it's just like situation. I kind of read the situation a lot, depending on how I'm trying to control this at bat. But yeah.
After the trade, have you talked to the general manager or the manager? And if so, what did they tell you your role could be during the regular season?
I spoke to the general manager right after the trade. It was pretty short and sweet. Come ready to go in spring training. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do right now is just be ready to go come February.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for joining us today. And once again, welcome to the White Sox.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much, Billy.